Okay, alright guys, welcome back. So we have made some restrictions for the files for the user uh, Wayne to access those files. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a functionality. So what will be that functionality? If you remember from a previous tutorial, okay, just I log in here. So there's something which says change password. So we are going to what we are going to for this tutorial. I guess it's gonna be two or three sequential tutorials will be made on this topic. So what we are going to do, we are going to make this functionality. So I'm gonna go to change password. As you see that nothing is happening, it's all a plain word. Okay, so I have made a file which is called change password, which is empty right now at the root directory. Let me show you guys, which is here. Okay, on the root directory. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste the template from the index page here. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this thing to change password page, change password. And for this part, what I will do, I will make a form. Okay, the action, I'm gonna leave this thing blank because we are going to control this thing through a function. So for the method, I'm gonna pass using the post method. Okay, and then what I will do, my form will consist of three things. It will consist of the current password. I'm going to ask the user to enter the current password, to type the new password, and I'm going to ask them to retype the new password. Okay, so first let me make a field for current password, a username popping out, current password. Okay, then I'm gonna make a break line here because this thing will be required. I will use an asterisk symbol to show that to the user, and I'm gonna type input type. I'm gonna make it a password. For you guys, for to see me visible, let me make text and I will edit that part. Okay, for the name, let me use current password. Okay, I'm gonna embed this thing in an order list, and I'm gonna embed the fields using the li tag here. I'm gonna close the li here. Then I'm gonna keep on copy and paste 3 times for the new password, and for again entry for the new password. So I'm gonna say new password. I'm gonna call this thing new password again, and then just let me make this thing new password, and I'm gonna call this thing new password again. So finally, let me come here and make a submit button under the li tag. Okay, and what I will do, I'll make an input type called submit, and for the value, I'm gonna give it change password. I guess that looks great. So let's come here and refresh our page. Then we will have this awesome looking change password page. So nice. So the first activity will be to make sure whether the fields are empty or not. So what I will do, I'll type empty here, and then I'm gonna pass the post here, and I'm gonna say false if it is not empty. Do you remember the validation thing that we were doing on the registration page? We made an array, and we made a for each statement, and we scan through the all fields, and then we make sure whether they are empty or not. So I'm going to do the same thing here. So at the first activity, what I will do, I will use an array which is called required field, and I'm going to fill this array with my field names, which are called, the first will be current password, the next will be new password, and lastly I will have new password again. Okay, so I'll use a for each statement to scan through all of my elements here. Then I'm gonna pass the post, and I'm gonna pass it as a key which associate to a certain value. So if the value is empty, and as well the key is in the array of the required fields, okay, then the field is gonna be required field. Okay, then I have an array which is called errors, which we initialized it on the init.php, if you remember from the previous tutorials. Where is my init.php? It's in a core folder which is called init.php. We have an array which is called errors, which is gonna help us to store errors. Okay, we're gonna say sorry, the asterisk fields cannot be blank. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. So I tried just before that, let me come and display my error with the print r, and I'm gonna pass errors, and then let me come and reload my page. You see, it will say sorry, the asterisk field cannot be blank. It have said this thing 2 times. Okay, but I don't want that thing to happen. If there is any one field which is blank, I want to display this error, so I'm going to use a break one statement here, so that this thing will be displayed only one time. Okay, you see, it will be displayed only one time. So I guess we made a little bit progress here. So on the next tutorial we're going to do more validation, and finally we are going to allow the user to change their password. So till we meet on the next tutorial, keep on liking, keep on subscribing, keep on loving tutorials. Peace and love. Ciao.